Oh man, it's all about the Mayor's Masters Experience Eagle Gala. Shout out your sounds, Ricky Smiley Morning Show. I'm just getting warmed up. We're gonna have some fun tonight, man. Let's go.
You make me happy. Yes, you can bear. You stood right beside me, yeah, and I won't forget. And I really love you. You should know.
Big shouts out to everybody tuned in virtually right now.
I wanna make sure I'm right, boy. Before I let go, yeah. Now we had a good time that we can say.
Of course, gotta say big shouts out to Mayor Davis.
Yeah. And boy, it's a shame.
Feel the vibe right here. Lion sound.
I won't be foolish, no. I wanna know. I wanna make sure I'm right.
This is how we party.
Before I let go. Before I let you go.
Welcome to the City of Possibilities. I'm Hardy Davis Jr., Augusta's 84th mayor. And on behalf of our 203,000 residents, welcome to the City of Champions, Augusta, and the 2021 Mayor's Masters Experience. For several years, I've hosted the Mayor's Masters Gala and reception to celebrate the Masters, to welcome the people to the city from across the globe. And this year, we've taken the gala and reception and we've reimagined them. Augusta is on the brink of transformation. And while we look forward to the great possibilities that lie ahead, we will always be a community focused on diversity, family, education, technology, culture, art, and music. It's my honor to host you virtually this year as we celebrate the first of many Eagle Galas and Hole-in-One Music Fest as a part of the Mayor's Masters Experience. From entertainment and business to philanthropy and entrepreneurship, Augusta is an ever-developing city, flourishing with opportunities to learn, to live, to work, to play, and even raise a family. So for just a little while, let your hair down, have an I Feel Good moment, and enjoy the conversations, the virtual meet and greets, the mixology sessions, and of course, the music. Thank you for catching the vibe with us. We hope you enjoy every event that is the Mayor's Masters Experience 2021.
To know where you are going, you need to have direction. Get up, stand tall, walk straight. You follow in the footsteps of many that came before you. You're a part of something way bigger. Step out of your estimate. Step into your essence. We are a bloodline, and we all have a story in us. I'm April Raquel, and this is is mine.
Something way bigger, bigger, bigger. Big broken man. People keep on learning. Soldiers keep on warring. World keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. Powers keep on lying, while your people keep on dying. World keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. I'm so darn glad he let me try it again, 'cause my last time on earth I lived a whole lot of sin. I'm so glad that I know more than I knew then. Gonna keep on trying till I reach my highest ground. Everyone's feeling pretty. It's hotter than July. Though the world's full of problems, they couldn't touch us even if they tried. From the park I hear rhythms. Marley's hot on the box. Tonight there will be a party on the corner at the end of the block. Didn't you know you will be jamming until the break of dawn? I bet nobody ever told you that you will be jamming until the break of dawn. You will be jamming and jamming and jamming and jam on. So darn glad he let me try it again, 'cause my last time on earth I lived a whole world of sin. I'm so glad that I know more than I knew then. Gonna keep on trying till I reach my highest ground. Come on, no one's gonna hold me down. Come on, do 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 do. Till I reach my highest ground. bundles rolled up, puff. Well. Laughing and singing and jamming and talking and pumping the trunk with the bundles rolled up, puff. And we would ride around the park till it's after dark. When we get home, hope the dogs don't bark, puff. 1, 2. I'm sugar free. In the night, so lonely. I'm sugar free. In the day, so lonely. I'm sugar free. Oh, my baby's gone. He's gone away. In the night, I miss him every night and every day. I'm sugar free. In the day, so lonely. I'm sugar. I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Woo, child, tired of the bush. Gon' dust your shoulders off. Keep it moving, yes, Lord. Trying to get some new-ish in there. Swimwear, going to the push. Come now, come dry your eyes. You know you a star, you can touch the sky. I know that is hard, but you have to try. If you need advice, let me simplify. If he don't love you anymore, just walk your fine self out the door. I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Baby, how you feel? Woo, girl, need to kick off your shoes. Got to take a deep breath, time to focus on you. All the big fights, long nights that you've been through. I got a bottle of tequila I've been saving for you. Boss up and change your life. You can have it all, no sacrifice. I know we did you wrong, we can make it right. So gonna let it all hang out tonight. Cause he don't love you anymore. So walk your fine self out the door. And do your hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Yeah. Alright. Listen. If he don't love you anymore, just walk your fine self out the door. And do your hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Tell us how you feel, girl. Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Baby, how you feeling? Like a trophy when Naomi's walking. She need an Oscar for that pretty dark skin. Pretty like the pretty when the camera's closing. Drip broke 11 when my cash rolling. I think tonight she might braid her braids. Melanin too dark to throw her shade. She minds her business and winds her ways. Cool like 24K. Okay. Tonight I might fall in love, depending on how you hold me. I'm glad that I'm calming down. Can't let no one come control me. Keep dancing and call it love. She fighting but falling slowly. If ever you are in doubt, Remember what mama told me, brown skin girl. Your skin just like pearls. You're back against the world. I never trade you for anybody else. Say brown skin girl. Your skin just like pearl. The best thing in all the world. I never trade you for anybody else. Whoa, have you looked in the mirror lately? Wish you could trade eyes with me. Cause there's complexities in complexion, but your skin, it glows like diamond. Dig me like the earth, you be giving birth to everything in life, baby, know your worth. I love everything about you, from your nappy curl to every single curve, your body natural. Same skin that was broken, be the same skin taking over. Most things out of focus, you, but when you're in the room, they know it's you. It's you. 'Cause you're beautiful. Yeah, you're beautiful. Fall in love with you in all of your glory. Your skin is not only dark, it shines and it tells your story. Keep dancing, they can't control you. They're watching, they all adore you. If ever you are in doubt, remember what mama told you, brown skin girl. Your skin just like pearl. Brown skin girl, back against the world. I never trade you for anybody else. Say brown skin girl. Dark skin girl. Your skin just like pearl. Dark skin. The best thing in the world. I never trade you for anybody else. Say. If you feel insignificant, you better think again. You better wake up, because you're part of something way bigger. You're part of something way bigger. Not just a speck in the universe, not just some words in a Bible verse. You are the living word. You're part of something way bigger. Bigger than you, bigger than we, bigger than the picture they framed us to see. Even now we see it, and it ain't no secret, no, no. Bigger. Understand the truth about that question in your soul. Look up, don't look down, then watch the answers unfold. Life is your birthright, they hit that in the fine print. Yeah, take the pen and rewrite it. Step out your estimate, step into your essence and know that you're excellent. Rise, the spirit is teaching. No, I'm not just preaching, I'm taking my own advice. Let me let you know, I am just trying. I don't take no days off. I don't take no days off. Truly, I'm feeling it. I had to say that thing twice. Trying to live my best life. Still really hard, I can't lie. But I promised myself I would fight, so I fight. If you feeling frustrated and you're sinking, I'm jumping in. Forgiveness is key, because we're fighting something way bigger. You never lose, we are winners. I'll be the root, you be the tree. Pass on the fruit that was given to me. Legacy. We're part of something way bigger. Something way bigger, bigger than you, bigger than we, bigger than the picture they framed us to see. Legacy. You're part of something way bigger. Let love be the water I pour into you and you pour into preaching, no, I'm not just preaching, I'm taking my own advice. You better think again, you better wake up because you're part of something way bigger. You're part of something way bigger. I'll be the root, you be the tree. Pass on the fruit that was given to me. Legacy. You're part of something way bigger. 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 You're part of something way bigger. Something way bigger. Bigger. Bigger.
We all have something bigger in us. Let me share a little bit about where I'm from in South Florida. During the 60s and 70s, the sound of soul music was sweeping the nation. Cities like New York, Detroit, Chicago, Memphis, New Orleans, Philadelphia were all popping scenes for soul music. And then there was the Miami sound. Two gentlemen by the name of Willie Clark and Johnny Pearsall, both FAMU graduates, with Willie Clark being a leader and member of the world-renowned FAMU Marching 100, were at the pulse of this soul sound in Miami, because we brag different. They started the record label Deep City, based out of Johnny's Records in Liberty City. It was the first African-American owned independent record label in Florida. Willie Clark would later meet Clarence Reed, a popular South Florida artist. Clarence wrote for and produced artists including Sam and Dave, Jimmy Bohorn, and KC and the Sunshine Band. During this period, he was also a recording artist, later known as Blowfly, a very controversial rapping alter ego. Why am I telling you this story? I'm sure you're asking. Well, Clarence is my grandmother's first cousin. They were raised together, and although she hated Cousin Clarence's persona as Blowfly because of the content, Cousin Clarence has been revered and often cited as laying the groundwork for hip-hop. One of Clarence's most widely known successes was in the riff you're hearing right now. He and Mr. Willie Clark heard a young 12-year-old Betty Wright singing along to a song while picking up a record she had won in a contest at Johnny's Records. Clarence and Willie were so taken by young Betty's vocal ability that they scooped her up right away and began recording her in the studio. This song, called The Cleanup Woman, was her first major hit. This guitar riff was sampled by artists like Mary J. Blige. Beyonce and Jay-Z also sampled a song written by Clarence Reed for Betty Wright called Girls Can't Do What the Guys Do. Let me give you a little sample, and it goes like this.
A clean-up woman is a woman who gets all the love we girls leave behind. The reason I know so much about her is because she picked up a man of mine. Jumping slick was my ruin, 'cause I found out all I was doing was making it easy for the clean-up woman to get my man's love. Oh yeah, that's what I did. I made it easy for the clean-up woman to get my man's love. Our love was true and through, and though we made it through the storm, I really want you to realize, I really want to put you on. I've been searching for someone to satisfy my every need. Won't you be my inspiration, be the real love that I need? Real love, I'm searching for a real love, someone to set my heart free. Real love, I'm searching for a real love. I know y'all recognize this sample, right? Clarence Reed, Betty Wright. Let's get it. Woo! Partner, let me upgrade you out of my bouquet. You switch your necktie to purple labels. Upgrade you, I can up, can I up? Let me upgrade you.
Let me upgrade you.
Partner, let me upgrade you. Flip a new page, introduce you to some new things and upgrade you. Can I let me upgrade you.
Let me upgrade you.
Honor my bouquet, watch dimples in your necktie, Hermes briefcase, Cartier tight clips, silk line blazers, diamond cream facials, BBS cuff links, 6-star pin suites. Partner, let me upgrade you, grade you. Partner, let me upgrade you, grade you. Let me upgrade you, grade you. Partner, let me upgrade you. If you wanna run away with me, I know a galaxy and I can take you for a ride. I had a premonition that we fell into a rhythm where the music don't stop for life. Glitter in the sky, glitter in my eyes, shining just the way I like. If you're feeling like you need a little bit of company, you met me at the perfect time. You want me, I want you, baby, my sugar boo. I'm levitating, the Milky Way, we're renegading. I got you, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating you, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. I believe the truth for me. I feel it in our energy. I see us written in the stars. We can go wherever, so let's do it now or never, baby. Nothing's ever too far. Glitter in the sky, glitter in our eyes, shining just the way we are. I feel like we're forever whenever we get together, but whatever, let's get lost on Mars. You want me, I want you, baby, my sugar boo. I'm levitating, the Milky Way, we're renegading. I got you, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating you, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. My love is like a rocket, watch it blast off. And I'm feeling so electric, dance my ass off. And even if I wanted to, I can't stop. My love is like a rocket, watch it blast off. And I'm feeling so electric, dance my ass off. And even if I wanted to, I can't stop. You want me, I want you, baby, my sugar boo. I'm levitating, the Milky Way, we're renegading. I got you, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. I got you, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating you, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. See you on the street, my whole body gets weak. When you're standing in the crowd, your love talks to me so loud. Boy, do I do what you do. When I do my love to you, baby, ooh, baby. When I hear you on the phone. Your sweet, sexy voice turns my ear all the way on. Just the mention of your name, it seems to drive my head insane. Boy, do I do what you do when I do my love to you, baby. Oh, baby. Yes, I got some candy kisses for your lips. Yes, I got some honeysuckle chocolate dripping kisses full of love for you. Oh, yes, I got some candy kisses for your lips. Yes, I got some honeysuckle chocolate dripping kisses full of love for you. My life has been waiting for your love. My arms have been waiting for your love to ride. My heart has been waiting, my soul anticipating your love, love, love. From the time that I awake, I'm imagining the good love that we'll make. If to me, if I can do all this, oh, just imagine how it's gonna feel when we hug and kiss. Sugar, do I do what you do when I do, yeah, my love to you, baby. Oh, baby, 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 baby. Yes, I got some candy kisses for your lips. Yes, I got some honeysuckle chocolate dripping kisses full of love for you. Oh, yes, I got some candy kisses for your lips. Yes, I got some honeysuckle chocolate dripping kisses full of love for you. My life has been waiting for your love. My arms have been waiting for your love to arrive. My heart has been waiting, my soul anticipating your love, your love, your love, 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 love. My life has been waiting for your love. My arms have been waiting for your love to arrive. My heart has been waiting, my soul anticipating your love, your love, your love, 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 love. Do you want some candy? Do you want some honeysuckle? Do you want some chocolate covered kisses for your love? Do you want some sugar? Do you want some honeysuckle? Do you want some chocolate covered candy kisses? Chocolate covered kisses for your love. Oh, for your love. Oh, for your love, your love, your love, your love, your love. For your love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. For your love, 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 love. For your love.
Feel the vibe right here. Gala sound.
Your head.
Oh man, Jalain Sounds, Ricky Smiley Morning Show. We partying virtually right now.
We don't mind all the watching. Cause if they study close, real close, then my
Of course, gotta say big shouts out to Mayor Davis.
nothing but a little doozy when she does it.
Mayor's Masters Experience Eagle Gala tonight. Let's go.
And as long as I got my suit and tie, I'ma leave it all on the floor tonight. And you got fixed up to the nines. Let me show you a few things. All dressed up in black and white, and you're dressed in that dress I like. Love is swinging in the air tonight. Let me show you a few things. Let me show you a few things. Show you a few things about love. Now we're in the swing of love. Let me show you a few things. Show you a few things about love. It's alright. I'm not dangerous. When you're mine, I'll be generous. You're irreplaceable, collectible, just like mine.
So about the Mayor's Masters Experience Eagle Gala. Jalain Sounds, Ricky Smiley Morning Show. We partying right now. Come on. Gotta say big shouts out to all of our sponsors right now. Let's go.
Baby, how could you be hanging out on the cloud and claim that you're missing me? Oh, me. When you knew all the time that you could have been with your homegirl, loving and kissing on me.
Of course, big up to everybody partying with us virtually right now.
If you wanna be a man, you gotta work real hard. If you wanna make me feel like I'm your number one fan, nothing in the world should make us part. 'Cause we can make it.
This is how we party with Mayor Davis. Let's go.
Giving you the benefit of the doubt, and I'm giving you a minute to try to rock it on up. I'll be giving you the benefit of the doubt, and I'm giving you a minute to.
Let me take it back one more time.
This is how we do it.
I need everybody doing the old school dance right now. Jalain Sounds, Ricky Smiley Morning Show. We vibing tonight. Let's go.
This is how we do it. It's Friday night, and I feel alright. The party's here on the west side, so I reach for my 40 and I turn it up. Designated driver, take the keys to my truck. Hit the shop 'cause I'm faded. Honey's in the streets, say money, yeah, we made it. It feels so good in my hood tonight. The summertime skirts and the guys ain't canine. All the gangbangers forgot about the drive-by. You gotta get your groove on before you go get paid. So tip up your cup and throw your hands up and let me hit a party. Say, I'm kinda buzzed and it's all because this is how we do it.
Hello and welcome to the Mayor's Masters Experience. We have a wonderful fireside chat for you today. You can see I am outside enjoying the April weather, and we have a lovely panel of guests to speak with us about diversity in this lovely game of golf and how we can all do better in society, and how HBCUs are helping to raise some of our fine generations of leaders to come. And I myself am a graduate of Hampton University. I played on the women's golf team there. I now work for CBS News. And on the panel with me today, of course, I have the mayor, Mayor Hardy Davis, who is joined by Dr. Rosalind Artis. She is the president of Benedict College. We have Chris Womack, who is the president of Georgia Power, and Seth Waugh, who's the CEO of PGA. So we have some very influential and important people on this panel to talk about these very important issues. And I'm so glad to have all of you here. Mr. Mayor, would you like to say anything to get us started?
Well, first, thank you so much, Jesse, for being our moderator on today. I'm excited with this group of panelists, individuals who I've known for quite some time, with the exception of Seth. I just met him just a few months ago, but we both share a passion and a love for the game of golf. And I want to take an opportunity to welcome everyone to the city of Augusta, Georgia, for the Mayor's Masters Gala and Experience.
Thank you, Mayor. And we're going to go around and ask each of you a few questions that pertain to you, what you're doing to help level the playing field across golf and society and the world beyond. And so the first topic we're going to talk about is just last year as a whole. It has been difficult for everybody. You see, we're here virtually now instead of in person. And, it also raised a lot of issues about social justice with the death of Ahmaud Arbery right here in Georgia, and along with George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. A lot of companies started to look inward at what was going on in their companies. I'd like to start with Mr. Womack. What did Georgia Power see happening within the company, and how did you work to address it?
Well, first of all, let me thank you for the opportunity and thank the mayor for hosting this gala and for hosting this conversation. Golf is an important part of the wonderful state of Georgia, and so I'm glad he brought all of us together using golf as a platform to talk about these important subjects around race, around diversity, around equity. At Georgia Power Company as well as Southern Company, we've been on a journey for a number of years to move toward equity. Certainly with the killing of George Floyd and all the issues that were highlighted, it also raised our attention and raised kind of the motivation to do even more than what we were already doing around the subject of race and around the whole topic of moving to equity. We began a real kind of organic conversation inside the company, encouraging people to talk and to listen and to understand, to try to better understand racial injustice, systemic racism, and to kind of better understand kind of all the issues that surround that topic, and then begin to move into kind of a framework and a process to identify things that we as a company need to do, things as a company we need to get better at, not only internally, but also externally. And so we created a framework that speaks to our total opposition, total disdain for any kind of form of racial injustice, but making sure that we're doing all the right things to lifting everybody up inside of our company, everybody in our company getting a fair shake, to be fairly treated and to pursue whatever opportunity in the company they seek to desire, but also saying in all the things that we do externally, whether it's working on social justice causes, whether it's working in communities, making sure that we're making investments to help communities revitalize and to improve. So we looked at it in a very comprehensive fashion. And the other tenet of the work that we did was making sure it was not simply a PR campaign or an episodic event, but this is a long-term journey, a long-term commitment that we're all invested in to make sure that we use all of our resources to help the communities we live in and work in, but also help our employees also to get better and be fully productive and fully engaged in our company.
Thank you. And now, Seth, I want to turn to you to talk about what's going on within the PGA. I know you have the PGA Works program that's working to expand diversity. I know a couple of my fellow junior golfers like Harold Varner, Mariah Stackhouse, they're standing out as some of the few minority golfers who are coming on the scene right now. How is the PGA addressing broadening the horizons?
Yeah, so, well, first of all, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm flattered to be part of this august group and this week. And so thank you for including me, and nice to meet the other panelists. Chris echoes a lot of the sentiments that we have. Like, this is not a new conversation, but I think it does have a whole new energy about it. And frankly, a whole new hope, a hope that this can be, rather than some moment in time, truly a movement and a chance to move the needle kind of generationally. Golf doesn't have, our history in the game is very far from perfect. And there's a lot of things in our past that we wish weren't, frankly. The game is not known for being, hugely diverse or hugely inclusive. And that's something we have to flip that narrative. The historic minority collegiate championship, which you may have competed in at one point, and that was struggling, and we took it on. And that was a number of years ago. I don't take any credit for that. And we've made it into something that we think that we're proud of. It has an employment component around it. We do a job fair, which is a big part of it, and trying to introduce people to not only jobs within the game, but outside of the game as well. And we think that there's an opportunity to take that event and make it even bigger. We have gotten a lead gift from Comcast to begin the process. We have a dream of endowing all of the HBCU golf programs around the country. Steph Curry famously did it a year or so ago, and at one institution, and we're hoping to roll that out in different ways and attract other corporates and individual donors to do that. And Comcast has money, but is going to do a live broadcast on that event, which we think will make it that much more appealing to others. When the tragic events of last spring, we, like a lot of places, convened a lot of conversations, as Chris alluded to. We think that's the first stage. You have to listen and understand, and then create a plan to address both near-term and long-term issues, and then but figure out sort of how to measure that progress over time. And so we held a number of town halls. Obviously, the focus at that moment was on our Black brethren and our Black PGA members, and we've created basically an organization within the group of the Black members that have had a number of kind of requests of us to do certain things, and when we're sort of knocking off that list. We, wrongly so, only have about 200 Black PGA members among our 28,000, and that's a very sort of sad number. And it's not about going from 200 to 250. It's about going from 200 to something in the thousands. And how do we create, sort of that momentum over time? And it's not going to be a quick fix. It's got to be a generational one. The other thing that we did was really make this an industry-wide conversation. It isn't just enough for the PGA of America to be doing this. We think the whole industry has to be engaged in this conversation. And so last spring, I reached out to Jay Monahan, who's the commissioner of the PGA Tour, and Mike Wan, who's the commissioner of the LPGA Tour, and said, look, we have two opportunities here. The pandemic has been actually very ironically very good to the game. It's naturally social distance. People have rediscovered the game or discovered it for the first time. And we've had great growth in the game. And so it's an opportunity to make this that generational kind of growth of the game. But more importantly, how do we change what the game looks like? How do we take this as an opportunity? And my view is if we can make the game look a bit more like the rest of the world, maybe the world will actually begin to behave a little bit more like our game, with all its values and morals and all the wonderful things that we love about it, and how you interact with people. And so how do we make this invitational? And so we convened a conversation of a number of the other CEOs. And the response was overwhelming. Everybody enthusiastically has bought into it. And from there, We've created 6 different working groups that are working on various things. Some of that's marketing. It's creating a wider funnel of the workforce, procurement, junior development, all sorts of things that are working, and those are populated by every one of those institutions that I talked about, and they're contributing both sweat and frankly money towards that effort to really change the game. I think, like I've been in the business world for a long time, and it's been a very hard, frustrating journey to move the needle over a period of time, and diversity across, really all cohorts, whether that be gender or race or color. And I honestly believe this is our moment, and the moment has been created for all the wrong reasons, but it's clearly a movement, and it's all of our obligation and opportunity to wake up 10 years from now and really have made a difference, and we're fully committed to doing that in every way we can, not only within the PGA of America, but within the game, and hopefully that means the world.
Well, thank you, Seth, and I'm glad that you mentioned the contributions that you all are helping to make to HBCUs. One of the effects of the pandemic, unfortunately, is that my own alma mater, Hampton University, decided to cut both the men's and women's golf teams last year. It was the only sport that got cut. And we, as Hamptonians, were very upset because it's leading into the first year of Howard's golf team. So that was, really tough for us. We tried to raise money for the kids who lost their scholarships. But I'd like to talk to Dr. Artis about the importance of these HBCU programs and what you're doing to help grow this pool of talent, both on the golf side of things. We used to play your golf team as well, but also just on the business front, developing these capable individuals to lead us forward.
So thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, for allowing Benedict College to have a voice in this conversation, and of course, HBCUs more broadly. As has been pointed out by my colleagues, historically Black colleges really have played a tremendous role and have a long and deep history in this country of producing highly skilled people of color for the workforce more broadly. While only a handful of historically Black colleges maintain golf programs, largely as a result of a dearth of resources, certainly Hampton's program being an example of that, there are many who are doing wonderful work in this space. But more than actually fielding a team, and I suppose fielding is perhaps the wrong word, greening a team perhaps to be better, but more than training student athletes to play the sport, we are producing, again, a highly skilled population of students that will yet change the world and the industry. Golf, like everything else, is a business. It is a sport, and a small percentage of individuals will actually ascend to play in the Masters, to be on the PGA Tour. But there's so much that goes into the sport that drives the business around it, that historically Black colleges and universities are producing highly skilled individuals who are knowledgeable in marketing and branding and business and accounting and public relations and all of the things that surround any sport, any professional sport like golf. And so I think it's important to think about these institutions as minority suppliers. We produce minority talent, a diverse population of talented individuals who will go out and take their place in the community. Certainly want to thank the Southern Company, Georgia Power, for its support of the HBCUs in the state of Georgia. Also, of course, our mayor, tremendously supportive of Payne College right there in Augusta. I think if we are all focused on these institutions, these very unique and special institutions that comprise 3% of the higher education ecosystem and yet outproduce in terms of the number of individuals that graduates in high demand fields, we will have a better opportunity to, as Seth said, move the needle.
And that goes back into the question that I want to ask Mr. Womack next, is about that transition from the classroom to the working field, and how do we see these minorities, these women being trained in the workforce, and how do you make sure that they are in that pipeline to be hired and be successful?
Well, and Dr. Artis, I think, spoke to kind of the foundational effort and value proposition that historically Black colleges and universities bring to the table. I mean, as we talk about moving to equity, as we talk about inclusion and greater diversity, we should look no further than HBCUs in terms of our recruiting efforts. One of the things that we know that we have to do is provide support to HBCUs in terms of making sure that we're collaborating to say, making sure that your curriculum aligns with the needs that the business community is currently facing. And so as we made a commitment last year of $50 million to historically Black colleges and universities to support technology curriculum, to support coding programs and other innovation activities, that's to make sure that as those students matriculate and as they learn in that environment, that when they come out, they're prepared to move into the workforce of today. And so that's the excitement that we see with HBCUs, because far too often they have been overlooked. The students, many of the students there can go anywhere they want to go, but they choose these HBCUs. Now, some students, this is the place for them in terms of the kind of attention they will receive, the nurturing, the whole experience that they will receive at HBCUs. And so we want to make sure that as we look at new talent, as we look at new hires, that we're going to HBCU campuses to find our new employees. So we're really excited about the partnership that we have with HBCUs, and we look forward to how it will grow into the future.
Jesse, let me also add this as we talk about our HBCUs and how important they are. One of the things we have to remember is that many of the students who matriculate through HBCUs, they were the best and brightest talents in their communities, in their schools, whether it was in the private schools or in the public schools or from which they hail from. And so they find themselves wanting to have that experience, as Chris said. And now we've got a unique responsibility to undergird our HBCUs, which historically have not received the same type of federal and or state funding that our public institutions have. And so they become that next pathway and, quite frankly, pipeline of talent that makes themselves available, whether it's in the public sector or the private sector. And we've reached a penultimate moment in America's history, and quite frankly, even here in the great state of Georgia, an opportunity to do more in terms of undergirding our HBCUs.
And Mayor, I was going to ask you as well, this goes right into it. What have you seen happen in the city of Augusta over the past year? What has changed? And what do you see happening at Payne College to try to adapt to what's happening?
Well, one of the things that we've done, and I've been very fortunate to lead this conversation across the state as one of the two co-chairs for GMA's, the Georgia Municipal Association's Equity and Inclusion Task Force, notwithstanding leading that same type of conversation with Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms for the U.S. Conference of Mayors as an executive committee member. But what we've done is try to lean in and, more importantly, listen intensely and engage in constructive dialogue, one in the city of Augusta, about how we can create equitable opportunities for not only our workforce. When you think about a 2,700 member workforce, both men and women of all races and people who come from different experiences, we've tried to bend that arc towards justice, especially when we talk about creating opportunities for individuals. When you think about the 16 department directors that we have in the city of Augusta, almost half, if not a little better than half of them, are in fact women who are in not only positions of responsibility, but you've got people who are minorities who are in those places as well. And our focus has been around creating opportunity, not just internally, but externally as well. And so when we look at the issues of affordable and workforce housing, how do we make sure that Augustans today and Augustans tomorrow have unique opportunities? And then when we translate that to a partner like a Payne College, one of the things that we again understood is that they don't receive the level of funding that our public institutions receive. And right at the height of the pandemic, because we were fortunate enough to receive substantial CARES Act dollars, we saw an opportunity for us to help bolster Payne College's efforts by providing them with $1.4 million of CARES Act funding that the city of Augusta had received. To have 10 elected officials who are my commission members agree to that was certainly significant in Augusta's history, because when we look back over Augusta, they've always had this silent relationship with Payne College. But now we've been more vocal and more forward in that because they matter. The students that matriculate there, they become a part of our city, and we've looked for ways to engage them. In the mayor's office, we've created the Mayor's Fellows Program, of where we've extended opportunity not only to Augusta University, but to Payne College's students and Augusta Technical College's students as well. And I think this is a way to be able to bring them into the forefront while providing opportunities that are equitable in nature across the entire spectrum.
Dr. Artis, what do you think people and companies could be doing more of to help people like your students? And then what are you teaching your students on the other side about this push for inclusion and diversity and what they need to know entering the workforce?
Sure. So as it relates to what our business and industries can do, I think these two gentlemen have really articulated it. We need the support of business and industry for infrastructure, program development, curriculum enhancements to ensure that students who choose historically Black colleges have the very best opportunity. We want to produce students who are skilled, who are work ready, and who are prepared to take on the challenges of a 21st century workforce. And so those investments, those historic investments like the one referred to by Southern Company, really make an impact. And as our mayor has indicated, students have choices. Students have the opportunity to attend virtually any college or university in the country that they find themselves matched with or drawn to. When they're choosing an HBCU, it should not be a sacrifice. The facilities and the technology should keep pace with the 21st century. And so students who are choosing the environment should be choosing it for all the right reasons, not choosing another institution because the campus, the HBCU campus is not well heeled in terms of technology, facilities, et cetera. So I think that's one. The second is mutually beneficial symbiotic partnerships. If we want partners who truly believe in the value of historically Black colleges, and it's a pipeline. It begins from the moment students step foot on the campus. We want to begin to engage them in conversations around what is possible for them, what jobs might be available to them upon completion, and meaningful internship opportunities, very much like what the mayor indicated in his office. These students need exposure, they need opportunities, they need engagement with the workforce very early on. A disproportionate majority of students attending historically Black colleges are first generation college students. At Benedict, that number is 71%. So these students have not had the benefit of coming from families with college educated parents where they can see these careers at work. So being able to work in the mayor's office for a summer or a semester makes all the difference for these young people in terms of being exposed and being able to see what is possible. They have to see what they can be. And so we want partners who will not only invest, again, in facilities, infrastructure, program development, and curriculum, but invest in these young people by giving them an opportunity. Don't look at a resume and say, I see no experience here. Give them the experience. Create an internship program, a shadowing experience that allows them to gain those real world work experiences that will help, that they can then parlay into a job opportunity upon graduation. We need partners in this work. And if we are sincere about diversity and equity, we'll engage all along the spectrum. In particular, at Benedict, we are engaging our students along equity lines in many, many ways. We certainly want our students, though they are matriculating at an HBCU campus, to know how to function in a broader world. So we've placed tremendous emphasis on global learning, study abroad experiences pre-COVID, study abroad experiences, good, solid communication skills. Whatever you may be able to do, if you can't articulate it effectively, it's relatively unimportant for purposes of job interview and getting placed. And so we're doubling down on essential skills, power skills. We don't call them soft skills at Benedict. These are power skills, and they're necessary skills that our students must have to be able to be successful. And then we too are engaging in conversations around equity. We're teaching an important course, a team taught course in race and equity that changes from semester to semester. So one semester it might be English, criminal justice, and psychology. This semester it is English, art, and biology. We're looking at disparities in the COVID-19 pandemic. We're looking at access to vaccinations and the extent to which those are equitably distributed in our communities. We're looking at the ways people of color are portrayed in the media and images. And so by rotating that course along multiple subject lines, we're able to give the students a real world, real-time experience in critically analyzing the issues of the day and being able to come up with complex solutions to our age-old problems.
I can certainly attest to the power of internships. I had 3 of them, and they were all very educational. And I hope that when we return to a somewhat normal world, people can go back into offices and learn those valuable skills. And we are running out of time, so I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to give us some final thoughts. I'll start with Mr. Waugh. As we embark on the Masters of 2021, it's been a very interesting year for you all. In the PGA, and you made it work. It has been one of our staple sports throughout this pandemic. So talk about the game of golf a little bit more and how you are going to move the needle forward in this year and beyond.
Well, thank you very much. And yeah, I'm happy to do that. Before I do, I just wanted to give a couple thoughts on HBCUs as well, since that's obviously the topic of the day. And, you know, we're focused on trying to endow the golf programs for a number of reasons. Not, you know, first of all, that's our platform and therefore, you know, something we think we can do. But why do we care so much about having golf, right? And I'm so sorry that Hampton has lost theirs. But, you know, I think as Dr. Artis just said, you know, it's about pathways, right? How do we create as many pathways as we can for you know, students to have a great life? And so in our case, you know, there's going to be some great players there, and they hopefully there's more Harold Varney's and Maria Stackhouses, and they can get at the highest level. And we're going to create from our championship exemptions into other events within the ecosystem. So Corn Ferry and those sorts of things. We're also sponsoring the APGA, a few events there along with a tour to create those sort of opportunities, but that'll be very few and far between. But we're also trying to create jobs in the industry. You know, golf is a great game, but it's also a big business. It's $85 billion business with over 2 million jobs. And so, you know, creating awareness of what those jobs are and where they go. And then, you know, lifelong players, right? Because that's what we're about. We're about growing the game every day. And that's really our mission. And I think the other thing about this great game is just the lessons of life that you learn, the relationships that you learn, how you use it throughout your life, you know, in a business setting or in other forums, and creating that sort of ability for as many people and widening that funnel as wide as we can is what this, you know, for us is all about. And we think we have that opportunity to do it, and we're going to try to take full advantage. In terms of the game, it's been a great year for the game. I think the highest level led very well. We talk a lot about being the board of directors of Golf Inc., not that we are individual. We obviously all have our swimming lanes and have operated well within those, but you know, we worked hard at the PGA of America to get the game to be part of the solution as opposed to the problem. We worked with the CDC and Dr. Fauci to figure out protocols to get people back on the course. We think it's a natural at its core. Golf is a walk in the park, right? It's and you know, safe and responsible to be able to do. So it's been very good from a participation standpoint. We were the first game professionally to really get back on television and playing. We held all of our major championships, which can't be said by a lot of others. I mean, we did them, you know, sort of more or less on time. So it's been an amazing year of growth. You know, equipment companies have had record years despite having lost a quarter. We had, you know, the numbers when we're open have been up about 40+% of rounds. And you're able to consume it in all sorts of different ways now, whether that's Topgolf or other forms of entertainment. And so we're excited about the future. We're challenging ourselves to say, okay, when Tiger Woods burst on the scene, there was this kind of bubble of interest, and what would we do differently today to make that generational as opposed to 10 minutes of fame, which it was at the time. And so I'm talking a lot now about not just having a great year of golf, but having the decade of golf. And so that's what we're working towards as an industry. And And we just want to keep this momentum. We want it to be invitational, not just welcoming. We want to seek golfers and try to create them. We think that there's all sorts of different forms to consume it, and new appetites will be, shorter amounts. The par 3 courses are off the charts in terms of demand. We have a new pillar of our foundation called A Place to Play, which is focused on restoring municipal golf courses and public access golf courses around the country so that people can get them. They're located in urban areas, and if they go away, they'll never come back. And so we have a great project as our benchmark, which is going on in West Palm Beach right now, and we hope to roll out a lot around the country. So sorry, I gave you a lot, but hopefully some of it sticks, and we're excited about it. I think we're in a huge bull market for the game, and we just got to kind of keep it rolling.
Thank you. And Mr. Womack, what do you think other businesses can learn from Georgia Power and the Southern Company about leadership and diversity, really leveling the playing field for everybody?
No, just jumping in, leaning in, and being very honest with your employees, but also being honest about the state of the world we live in, but also understanding the past of our country and understanding kind of the racial heritage, unfortunately, that this country has, and being committed to being better. Seth spoke to a lot of the issues about golf. Golf is a wonderful sport, but golf also provides, I think, wonderful life lessons and is a wonderful platform, as many have used it for so long to do business and to build relationships. One of the things that I think is very important is that golf be available to everyone. And so that's one of the efforts that we have seen in terms of the value of golf to our business. But because of my chairmanship of the East Lake Foundation and things I've done with First Tee, I also see just incredible benefits and value by the investment and engagement with golf. And so I just see this wonderful opportunity as we make sure that golf is accessible to everybody, to really make investments with young kids to improve their lives and give them the opportunity to be all they can be. So it's an exciting time. I think it's one that will continue to be very challenging, but I think we are at a point in the history of our country where we can build this movement, we can build this momentum, we can take advantage of this opportunity to really be better and make some long-lasting changes finally.
Thank you so much. And Dr. Artis, did you have any final thoughts you'd like to add?
So I think HBCUs have been here for more than 100 years, and 150. We have demonstrated our ability to produce economic parity. We are the greatest single pathway and opportunity for young students of color to have an economic future, and I think the numbers bear that out. I would simply urge my colleagues on the line who are in positions to provide all too valuable support to these institutions to do so, to double down, to recommit, to fully engage, and to ensure opportunities for young people across the country to enter the world of golf or business or whatever it is their hearts desire. The nation and our global positioning depend on a diverse talent pool. They depend on the creativity and innovation of everyone, every single individual. And so as you are thinking about investments in golf and potentially endowing golf programs at HBCUs, I would simply offer that Howard started its program because someone funded it. And so we're excited about that for them. We've seen other programs go away, as has been indicated by my colleague from Hampton. Bring them back. If you are of a mind and a heart to support golf and believe deeply in its ability to not only transform, but allow students a pathway into business opportunities, other things, I would urge you to consider looking at those institutions that out of necessity, unfortunately, have had to go away from their golf programs simply because they financially could not sustain them anymore. Let's get them back. Let's get them back on the green and get those kids out there where they belong. Thanks so much.
Amen. And Mayor, I will let you wrap things up. Since this is your show, what do you have to say for the audience?
Well, thank you so much, Jesse. And I want to thank each of our panelists today for just your insightful comments and your thoughtfulness around this important issue of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And as we come to the close of this Mayor's Masters Gala and Experience, it's important for us to remember that in order to solve a problem, we've got to, one, engage honestly about it and acknowledge that it exists, while at the same time being willing to have thoughtful conversations, even when we get to that bump in the road, knowing that if we pause long enough and are willing to listen, we can certainly move forward. And so I want to thank everyone for your time on today to be able to engage in this conversation. And I look forward to helping to solve the problems of the world that we live in today around how we make a difference in the lives of so many people and that are equitable in nature. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor. That'll do it for us. I hope you enjoyed this lovely Masters Week here in Georgia. Thank you.
Oh man, Charlene Sounds, we back at it again. Mayor's Masters Experience Eagle Gala. Oh man, I'm partying with Mayor Davis right now. Come on, let's go.
It's me. Got time, but I don't mind. Just wanna rock you, girl. I'll have whatever you have. Come on, let's give it a whirl. See, I've been watching you, and I like the way you move. So go ahead, girl, just do that ass shaking thing you do. So you grab your girls and you grab a couple more, and you all can meet me in the middle of a cross. At the air is thick, it's smelling.
We partying virtually tonight. One more time. Entertainment #1 virtual party going down right now. Charlene Sounds, Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Let's go, come on.
All the good looking women sing along. I can't hear y'all.
Do I have anybody celebrating birthdays tonight? Big up to my Aries right now, come on.
Push your zodiac side. Push your zodiac side. I can't hear y'all. Push your zodiac side. Yeah. Out. If you got more hair, get your hands up. If you got short hair, make noise. If you got more hair, get your hands up. If you got short hair, make noise. If you got more hair on your head, ladies. If you got more hair on your head. If you got more hair on your head, from your ear to your sleeve, even if you got a wig. Can I get up? Can I get up? Can I get up? Out. Can I get up? Can I get up? Can I get up? Out. To all my niggas that hit it from the back, who wanna have sex with no strings attached. Can I get up? Can I get up? Can I get up? Out. Can I get up? 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 Can I get up?
And I love the way you love me. I guess no one above.
I'm just taking it back in the day right now, come on.
I love the way you love me.
Feel the vibe right here. Charlene Sounds.
I love the way you love me.
In the club with my homies, tryna get a little VI. We're down on the low key. She know how it is.
Entertainment, we partying with Mayor Davis tonight.
For me, from the game, she was sitting in my ear. You would think that she knew.
Mayor's Masters Experience Eagle Gala, #1 virtual party going
Got
down.
heavy. She had me feeling like she's ready to blow. Watch out. She's saying, come get me. Come get me.
If you are partying with us virtually, I need you to turn your computer speakers all the way up right now. Go! Jolene Sounds, Ricky Smiley Morning Show. We're going to have some fun tonight.
Ridiculous. In the club looking so conspicuous. And wow, these women all on the prowl. If you hold the head steady, I'ma melt the cow. And forget about game, I'ma spit the truth. I won't stop till I get them in their birthday suit. So give me the rhythm and it'll be off with their clothes. Then bend over to the front and touch your toes. I left the jag and I took the rolls. If they ain't cutting, then I put them on foot patrol.
Welcome to the 2021 Mayor's Masters Experience. I'm excited to be joined tonight by Valentino Dixon. Valentino Dixon is a Buffalo native. He's an artist. He's an exoneree, but he's also a criminal justice reform advocate. We had the fortune of meeting him almost 2 years ago after having read a story in Golf Digest. What an incredible story it is. It's quite frankly a story of tragedy and triumph and an opportunity to come and give back to so many other people. Born in October of 1969, I'm just a year older than Valentino is. He grew up in downtown Buffalo with a passion for art. Even at an early age, his mom recognized that he had abilities, artistic talent, so much so that he drew a picture and she didn't believe he did it. And she asked him to do it again. And quite frankly, as they say, the rest is history. A student of the Visual and Performing Arts Buffalo Academy. We are joined today by this incredible individual. On August of 1991, a fight broke out near Valentino's home. And in that experience, that's what led to tragedy in his life. But as I'm reminded, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Valentino has had an experience and a life filled with many joys. And so I'm extremely excited and pleased to be having this conversation on today with a young man who has made an indelible mark, not only on my life through his rich story, but on the lives of so many because of his artistic talent and ability. And so I want to thank Valentino so much for sitting down with me on tonight to talk about your life, your work, and your advocacy. While many of you know who you are, there's still so many who don't know. When I first read about your story, your wrongful conviction, I knew we had to have a conversation. And for those who don't know your story, I want you to take a moment to share your story with us of how you ended up incarcerated for something that you did not do and how it has thrust you into the arena of where the world has had a chance to hear about you and read about you. And so with that, I want to welcome to the stage Valentino Dixon.
Thanks, Mayor Davis. I appreciate it. You know, you having me here. It's a great honor and a privilege. And, you know, I just want everybody to know that before I get started, in life, we're all going to be tested with something, and we don't get to choose what the test is going to be, you know. And whatever that test may be, we have to hang in there, you know, and, you know, just have a strong willpower and a strong faith in God no matter what the odds are, no matter how dim it may look. You know, we have to push forward. I spent 27 years in prison for a crime I didn't commit. I was arrested at the age of 21. I was hanging out with friends when a fight broke out that ended up in, you know, being a shooting. And 3 people were shot, and I ran from the scene, ran to my car, and drove away. Shortly thereafter, I was pulled over and taken into custody. I didn't deny that I was at the scene of the crime. There were over 90 people there, you know, and so I just felt like it would be cleared up. Everything would get cleared up, you know, and I was paraded before cameras. I was charged with murder, 2 attempted murders. And within 2 days, 8 people came forward to clear me of the crime. And the person responsible for the crime confessed to the police. All these witnesses were disregarded. And I found myself 10 months later going to trial. I went to trial with a public defender because I couldn't afford an attorney. And this public defender did not call any of the 8 witnesses that cleared me or introduce the confession to the jury. The jury didn't even know another man confessed in this crime, you know. I tried to speak out. I was silenced and told to sit down in the courtroom. I knew it was wrong, and I knew I was being railroaded. And I realized that, the system was not designed or equipped to give the poor person a fair trial. And sometimes when authorities make mistakes, they refuse to admit that these mistakes, occurred. And this is exactly what happened here. And then came the cover up. So after they realized that they arrested the wrong man, they start covering their tracks. Well, anyway, the jury found me guilty, and I was given a 40-year life sentence. And I found myself in the worst prison in America, Attica Correctional Facility. And you can only imagine how that was. For the first 7 years, I didn't draw, I didn't do any artwork. I was kind of, wandering to and fro. My spirit was not in a good place, because prison is designed to, to break the spirit. It's a dark place. A lot of negativity going on inside. And my uncle, Ronnie, he says, hey, you need to start drawing. You need to do some artwork. And I says, hey, I don't even think I can. It had been 7 years. I had been in prison 7 years, no artwork whatsoever. And he says, if you can reclaim your talent, you can reclaim your life. He said, you may have to draw yourself out of prison. And it took some time, but it started to resonate in my soul. All my appeals had been denied, and it was like, how is I going to get my freedom unless I listen to my uncle's advice?
Right.
And he sent me some colored pencils. These pencils right here. And I started drawing every day. I started with just a couple hours, and I would draw up to 10 hours a day. Then I started doing a lot of reading. That opened my mind up, the contemplation and the peace that drawing brought to my soul.
Yeah.
Opened me up. Okay. And I started reading. And before I had left prison, I had read over 600 books.
That's fantastic.
And I had completed over 900 drawings.
Wow.
And the 20-year mark came. I had 20 years in prison. And in comes the warden. I had 20 years in prison.
Wow. When you think about that, you were sentenced to 38 and a half years for something that you did not do.
Right.
And you talk about how your uncle's just simple message of, if you want to reclaim your life, you got to reclaim your art. It quite frankly rescued you during this time, Valentino. As you were navigating in those first 7 years, it's easy to think about, did you become bitter? I mean, is that what kept you from drawing? Were those the things that kept you from, being that positive person that you were, hopeful, thoughtful, and looking to the future? When you think about that, is that what kept you from getting to that place of being able to do your art?
Well, I was lost, and I would call it wasted talent. A lot of us have talents that we don't use, and in circumstances that, intervene with you expressing that a talented ability to the world. So I would say I was just like so many other people that have an ability or a talent to do something great and, procrastinate, whether it's a week, a month, or a lifetime in some cases, and when he implanted those inspiring words into my soul, it resonated at some point. I can't say when. I think it was maybe a week later, a month later. That, hey, there's no way that you can, not leave a legacy on this planet. To be known as the person who went to prison, and not only for a crime I didn't commit, but went to prison. And when you're sitting in prison and you're claiming your innocence, 90% of people is not going to believe you. So that would have been my legacy. This guy got 40 years in prison. and he died in prison or made it out at a late age. You
Yeah.
know, walked out at 70. You know, and I just could not have that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
So 20 years later, you know, your warden, he comes to you and he's sharing some thoughts with you, gives you some magazines. Your artwork is what helped you while you were wrongfully incarcerated. You began to draw golf courses. Tell us about that, beginning with the 12th hole at Augusta National. What is it about golf courses that you draw?
Well, let me just say this. Because I was drawing up to 10 hours a day, every day, the warden took notice of that because he would walk and make his rounds. And he knew me personally. He said, "Hey, Valentino, you think you draw my favorite golf hole?" I says, "Warden, you know I've never golfed before. I'm from the inner city. I know anything about this sport." You know, and we both laughed. I said, "But bring the picture in and I'll draw it for you." And he brought this small picture. Can I grab this picture? I got it right here.
Absolutely.
I thought I had the picture, but I have the drawing.
Wonderful.
He loved the drawing, and it was supposed to be finished with me. Now, I'm not going to draw any more golf holes. What for? You know, and it was my neighbor who says, "Hey, Valentino, I think you should draw some more golf holes. Draw another golf drawing." I said, "What am I going to do that for?" You know, and he said, "The drawing you did was so beautiful." He brought me some old Golf Digest magazines and tossed them on my bed.
Wow.
You know, and I put them in the corner for a couple of weeks, and then I'm laying in the bunk, and I said, "You know what? I did feel really good drawing this 12th hole of Augusta. It had a lot of character to it. The two bridges, the azaleas, the flower scene. You know what? Let me go through this Golf Digest magazine and see if I find anything else that's pretty enough for me to draw." And of course, I found plenty of images, and I started drawing them every day. Every single day, I'm drawing golf courses up to 10 hours a day. I do about 40 or 50 drawings. Say, fast forward a year later, I decide to write a letter to Max Adler, who had a column called "Golf Saved My Life."
Right.
And every month, Max would profile a story where a person that was going through something difficult or some type of challenge or going through some type of obstacle, you know, it made them feel good when they golf. You know, this was the one time that their spirits felt alive. And I said, you know what? That's what's happening to me right here. I'm in a 6x8 prison cell, and I'm drawing golf courses, and I feel like, you know, that I have a new lease on life. You know, because after you get so much time in prison, Mayor, you know, you're on borrowed time as far as I'm concerned. I have friends that committed suicide, you know, and the mind is fragile. So you need something to keep you going. You need something to give you hope. And it was the golf drawings that did that.
So would you say, Valentino, that as you began to draw those golf courses, places that you've never been before, but you see pictures, they provided you with a sense of peace, a sense of calm. Is that what happened for you?
Absolutely. You know, growing up in the inner city, it's a hard living. You know, it's very rough, you know, and on a kid. And the only time I had some sort of peace is when my father would take us fishing maybe twice a year. Okay. And drawing these golf courses took me back to that peaceful moment as a child when I would go fishing. I mean, the quietness, the nature aspect of it, you know, I can't describe it. It's like peace on, you know, on earth.
That's fantastic. Wonderful. You know, as you talk about 20 years you're incarcerated, 20 years into this process. And I think ultimately you ended up spending about 27 years behind the prison walls. 3 Georgetown students, in so many words, that came to your rescue, quite frankly. After being there for 27 years, these 3 students, they produced a documentary that retraced the entire case, showing clearly that you were innocent. Can you walk us through that experience, your emotions when you found out that you had learned that your case had been overturned and that you were a free and an exonerated man?
Yeah, well, from Golf Digest, the Golf Channel came, and from the Golf Channel came Georgetown came. Okay, and I worked with the students every day for about 8 months, and they decided to do a documentary. And what I did was I encouraged them to call the district attorney's office and ask them would they participate. And the prosecutor that tried my case agreed to the interview. During the interview, the students trapped him and said, "Hey, what about the clothing in his car? You guys tested this stuff to see if he fired a weapon. What happened to the results?" And he says, "Well, yeah, everything came back negative for gunpowder residue." Okay, well, this guy never turned his documentation over, which means it's a Brady violation, which affords me a new trial. Ultimately, the new prosecutor, he knew that I was innocent. And with that documentary and the new evidence, they didn't want a trial. Okay, wow. So they ended up releasing me. But, wow. I had never lost hope. Through this artwork, I knew in my heart that my day would come.
That's fantastic. And again, I'm so grateful that you're willing to share your story and your life experiences. When you think about what art has done for you and the so many opportunities that it's created, I will tell you that Max and I have had a conversation about you. He speaks so fondly of you, and he's excited about what has happened in your life. Again, from tragedy to triumph. He's one of your great champions and fans. I will tell you that in my conversations with Max. But as you've made this journey into advocacy, you're at this place now. You've established the Art of Freedom Foundation with a mission of uniting humanity, shining a light on injustice, and working with lawmakers to achieve prison and sentencing reform, and to be a voice to champion for others who have been wrongfully convicted until freedom comes. Tell us about that intersection of your artwork, the foundation that you now are leading, and more importantly, how you're advocating for correcting the wrongs that have been done to so many people, even in working with the Innocence Project and the justice system to help others find themselves in the situation like you were, but now are seeking freedom and find that. Tell us about that.
Well, Mayor Davis, the moment that I walked out of prison, I said to myself, now the real work begins. Mm-hmm. I have to try to eradicate mass incarceration, make the system more fair, just, and equal. We have the worst sentencing guidelines in the world, which is why we have over 2.3 million people incarcerated, because the sentencing laws are too harsh and excessive. And it violates the 8th Amendment to the Constitution against cruel and unusual punishment. Okay, anytime you have China, for example, has 8 times the size of our population, but only have 1 million prisoners. We have 25% of the prison population in the world, which should be shameful. But we also know that those that's incarcerated are Black minorities, Black and brown people, and the prison system has become a big money thing. It creates jobs, opportunities, and other investments for a certain class of people. So my mission is to, touch lawmakers in a different type of way, because you hear the prison reform rhetoric all the time, but what is the solution? How do we fix this now rather than later? And the only way that this can happen is that people like me share my story all across the world to as many people that's willing to listen, to lawmakers that hasn't been listening, and say, hey, I know you guys have a heart, where's your humanity here? Let's change this now. And I'm not asking for anything that's, not practical or ridiculous, And I know a guy that's doing 50 years for 2 non-violent burglaries. A friend of mine was given 20 years. He just passed away with 46 years in prison because the parole board refused to release him after he did his 20 years. They kept him an extra 26 years and he finally passed away. So, this is an American problem. This is a human rights problem, not just a constitutional rights problem or, a civil rights problem. And I'm asking that everybody get involved.
Yeah, what steps is your organization taking? Again, your foundation, and I applaud you for the incredible work that you're doing in this space. What can you share with our listeners, those viewers who get an opportunity to hear your story? What can they do?
Okay, well, you've heard my voice. you know, I need people to donate to the Art of Freedom Foundation, which also is to provide programs for kids in the inner city. You know, my old neighborhood, there's no community centers. We need learning centers to prevent people from going to prison, okay? And not also to fight wrongful convictions. I know several cases where guys are actually innocent. I've read the paperwork. You know, without a good attorney, these guys or women are never, ever get justice. They'll sit in prison and do the entire prison sentence because they can't afford a $30,000 or $50,000 attorney. You know, and my goal is to raise as much money as possible to, you know, get these cases overturned.
Absolutely. Well, Valentino, this has been outstanding. I know that you've got a lot of work ahead of you. Your artwork is certainly making the rounds. As I understand it, President Obama has a piece of your art. That's really important. And I think that, you know, we look forward to further showcasing the work that you do here in the city of Augusta. I know that you're here and going to be on the ground with us during Masters 2021. But we can continue this conversation and talk about it all night in this conversation. Hopefully, as we move through the course of this week, we'll get a chance to see each other in person and without further you know, complications around the pandemic, we'll get a chance to really lean in on how your artwork has not only made a difference in the lives of so many other people, to include yourself, but how art's making a difference in the lives of young people in Buffalo and across this nation. And certainly that's the case here in Augusta, Georgia. And with that, thank you for sharing your story, your art, and most importantly, sharing your heart with us. This has been important for us in Augusta and certainly important for me as the mayor to have a platform to be able to share your story from just a simple article that I read in Golf Digest and a conversation with Max, and then to see you and to hear from you directly has made my night. So final comments from you.
Mayor, I just want to show you how deep the roots of Augusta lie in my soul. Okay. Yeah. Now, when I was in that prison cell, that 6x8 cell, I did many Augusta drawings over the years before I was released. Not just with this one I just showed, but I'm going to show you a massive drawing that I did while I was in that prison cell, and I had to do them in 9 pieces, 9-piece boards. Check this out. This is on a king-size bed.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's beautiful.
Here's the piece that Michelle Obama purchased for Barack. This right here. It's a 20x30 drawing of the 12th hole.
Yeah. Wow.
Then I got the 13th hole right here. And I have another 12th hole on my wall. And I just completed this 12th hole right here. Just completed this yesterday.
Valentino, your work is so inspiring. Your art, it's beautiful to look at. What an incredible talent you are. And we're excited to have you here in Augusta, Georgia. And we wish you well in every endeavor that you put your hands to. And may you prosper in everything that God opens doors of opportunity for you. Thanks you so much.
Thanks for having me, Mayor. It's a pleasure, it's an honor, a privilege. Feel so grateful. And I'm so appreciative.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Feel the vibe right here. Gala sound.
Oh man, Charlene Sounds, I'm back inside the mix. On boarding with Mayor Davis tonight. If you tune and have a good time, put your hands to the sky right now. Put them up.
Girls, what y'all
Say, man, #1 virtual party going down right now. Let's go.
Pop, pop, it's showtime. 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 Guess who's back again? Oh, they don't know. Oh, they don't know. I bet they know as soon as we walk in. Show up. I'm wearing Cuban links. Yeah. Designer mix. Yeah. Inglewood's finest shoes. Whoop, whoop. Don't look too hard, might hurt yourself. Known to give the color red the blues. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up.
Oh man, if you are tuned in virtually, I need you to turn your computer speakers all the way up right now. 1, 2, 3, go.
Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Hit the toe so clear. Look out, look out, look out, look out, look out.
Get ready tonight. Gonna make this a night to remember. Get ready, oh baby, tonight. Gonna make this a night to remember.
Charlene Sounds. I'm just taking it back in the day right now. I'm gonna see if y'all know music right now. Let's go.
Here's a little story about life. Everybody that lives surely dies. A lot of people ask the questions why. Some people have to go through so much more before they really learn about life's score.
Of course, gotta say big shouts out to all of our sponsors. They made it all possible.
Living is the only way you're ever really gonna see. You got to live and learn. You got to live and learn. Before your bridges burn. You got to live and learn. Good times. These are the good times.
Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
Leave your cares behind. These are the good times. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it.
Even though we partying virtually, we still gonna have a good time. Talk about the Mayor's Masters Experience Eagle Gala. Charlene Sounds, let's go.
How you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Get your back up on the wall. Tell me, how you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing.
I need everybody doing a two-step right now. 1, 2, 3, let's go.
Get down on it. Come on in. Get down on it. If you really want it. Get down on it. You gotta feel it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Come on in. Get down on it. Baby, baby. Get down on it. Get on it. Get down on it.
We are getting it in the PGD Clubhouse tonight. Shout out to the sponsors, Toyota, AARP, Georgia State Farm, Coca-Cola, Textron. Let's go, come on. So, we are about that golf life. Yes, I am a former member of the New Power Generation. We're gonna change the words. Augusta, we're gonna go golf life. It's about that golf life. Come on. We're virtual, but you can sing it with me. Come on. Golf life. Shout out to Prince, James Brown, Maceo. Thank you. So we're gonna break it down a little. Show you how we get down for the Eagle Gala. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, City of Augusta. Now, man, this is called the Eagle Gala. I've had a couple Eagles in my life. I've had a hole in one, only one. But I tell you, I thank the City of Augusta for hosting one of the most epic things that the sport industry has given us, which is the Masters. First of all, prayers goes out to my boy, the man that really shifted the paradigm in the game, Mr. Tiger Woods. So let's throw it up for Tiger one time. We hope you get better. Your impact on the game is everlasting. Listen, we are here to enjoy the connection and the beauty of golf. Again, thank you, PGD. Nisha and Seaman, Queens on the Green. I see y'all out there doing your thing. Again, thank you so much. One thing that I know for certain that can bring us together is the world of sports, and the world of music. Doesn't matter what socioeconomic background you're from, political affiliation. At the end of the day, the game of golf and music can do so much to bring us together. So that's why we're here, and we're doing it safely. I know next year, this Eagle Gala is going to be lit, absolutely, with people. So we just got to get through it one more time, I promise you. So I want to get into a song from my very first album called You've Ever Reached Mike Phillips, and it's called Beating on It. Check this out. break it down. I got a killing band. I'd like to introduce them right quick. Show them some love. We have Joel on bass. Lewis Newsom on drums. You clean, man. Why you steal D Nice hat though? Shout out to my boy D Nice in the building. This is the baby face. I mean, put the camera on this guy. I don't even know if he's able to even have a virtual drink. He's the youngin' of the group. Bad guitar player. Show some love for Ethan. Come on, throw up them hearts. I need them hearts. Throw them up. You know, we in the virtual land, but I can still see that love. And show some love for my music director, Mr. Wes Bird. So, since Ethan is not old enough to take a virtual drink, can you play a virtual solo for us? Y'all show some love for Ethan on guitar. Take your time, Ethan. Take your time. Break it down. Hit those hearts for Ethan right now. Let me see you in the comments section. I can see you right now. PGD Clubhouse. Come on, y'all. And I'd like to give my keyboard player a little something. My music director, give it up for Wes Bird. it up for Wes Bird on keyboard. Again, this wouldn't be possible without our sponsors. So again, Toyota, thank you. Thank you, City of Augusta, for making this happen. Even on short notice, when we say we're gonna go virtual, you call up Nisha and Seema, and all of a sudden they can make it happen in the PGD Clubhouse. So thank you so much. Also, AARP, Georgia, State Farm, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola got like about 700 drinks, man. Like you could just drink whatever you want. Textron. And also Life Lux Jazz. And if you love golf and music, November 4th through the 8th, I got a time for you. The Life Lux Jazz Festival and the inaugural Mike Phillips Los Cabos Cup. So all the information is in the clubhouse, so come out and join us. And then we're gonna come back next year and make it live. Again, thank you, Mayor Hardy Davis and the First Lady of Augusta, Yvette Davis. Thank you so much for having us and taking the initiative to do it safely, which is extremely important. So I'm gonna get back to playing this horn. Y'all break it down. This is for my grown and sexy people. If you are grown and sexy and you love live music, I need to see them hearts right now. Throw them up in the PGD Clubhouse. Break it down. Shout out to a man that's been extremely important in my life. He's no longer with us. Former power forward, drafted in the first round, Mr. Wayman Tisdale. A huge influence on my life. This is the first song that me and Wayman Tisdale wrote together. I'd like to do it for you right now. But man, listen, you're in front of your computer. That computer can change into the bedroom real quick and we can make some more babies. So be careful when you listen to this song, because I'm not responsible for anything that happens. After it, let's go. Bring it down. Babyface Ethan. If people don't know that you can play, this is the time that you can prove it. Let me see them virtual hearts for Ethan. So you from KC, right? You from Kansas City. So one thing I know, y'all know how to play the blues. Give me some of the blues. Give it up for Ethan on guitar. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Show some love for this band right here. And Babyface Ethan. How old are you for real? 19? Okay. Man, we are having so much fun. Thank you so much. Performing at the Eagle Gala. Mayor, thank you so much for having us in the PGD Clubhouse. Nisha and Seema, thank you so much. Life Lux Jazz, the whole crew, my We Are One family. Let's turn up a little bit. Check this out. The world is still together no matter what. Let's go. Give the drummer some. Hey, Sticks, let's go. Give it up for Mr. Wes Bird on keyboards. That's Wes Bird on keyboards. house, Mr. Westbird on keyboards. Once again, give it up for this fabulous band. Joel on bass. Ethan on guitar. Lewis on drums. My musical director, the incomparable Mr. Westbird. I'm Mike Phillips. And this concludes my portion. Thank you for having me at the Eagle Gala. Again, shout out to Mayor Hardy Davis and First Lady of Augusta, Yvette Davis. Augusta Jam, the Mayor's Masters Experience right here in the PGD Clubhouse. Seema, Nisha, Shayna, Sadina, all my crew at PGD, I love y'all. Once again, Toyota, AARP, State Farm, Coca-Cola, Textron, thank you for your support for making this what it is. And I tell you, we're going to be back next year stronger in person with the experience that only Augusta, the city of Augusta, can do. My name is Mike Phillips. Thank you so much. We got to get out of here. Come on, man. Let's go. Thank you so much. Eagle Gala. Thank you, City of Augusta. We love you.
I'm Mayor Hardy Davis, and I want to thank you for joining us for the 2021 Mayor's Masters Experience and Gala. Have a good evening.